I want to go to the hospital. 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 I keep chanting. I know if I do this, it's gonna work. The man who took me, he'll be here. 6 months ago, I was going about my daily routine. One day, I get a call from a friend of mine. "Oh, you're alive." It was my high school friend Yosuke. He said, "Hey, man, let me know if you're back. I haven't had a drink in a while." He suddenly said something I didn't understand. "What do you mean? What do you mean? You're back? No, you're back here, aren't you? I saw you shopping at the supermarket. I called out to you, but you just walked away. Maybe you got cold feet in Tokyo." I moved to Tokyo right after graduating from high school and got a job. Yosuke has always stayed in his hometown. Apparently, he called me because he saw me after I hadn't been back to my hometown for a long time. No, I haven't been back there. I haven't been back there since I moved to Tokyo. It can't be me. I explained that it must be someone else's pretense. But Yosuke wasn't convinced. "There's no doubt in my mind. It was me." "No, you can't lie about something like that. I'm in Tokyo all the time. If I'm back there, I'll tell you. Please believe me." When I said that, he seemed to finally understand. "I see. Well, I mean, he looked exactly like him. Then who was that?" "No, I wouldn't know about that." The story ended there. If this is all there is to it, it's not worth mentioning. They say there are 3 people in the world who look exactly like you. But the story didn't end there. This time, his mother called him. She said, "You, call me if you're back here." Again. I don't understand. Of course I didn't come back to my hometown. I explained it the same way I did to my friend, but he wasn't convinced at all. She said he saw me walking around his neighborhood. She said he could only see me behind him, but he was sure it was me. She said, "Do you think I'd recognize you?" Even so, the fact remains that I never went home. I forcefully ended the conversation and hung up the phone. I was starting to get kind of creeped out. There are 3 people in the world who look exactly like me, but what are the odds of one of them showing up at my parents' house? Could this be a doppelganger? Doppelganger. A being that looks exactly like you, and if you see it, it's said you'll die. It's been showing up around my parents' house. No, that's ridiculous. Doppelgangers are ridiculous. I decided to forget about it. It just happened. By accident. A few days later, I went to the local bookstore to buy a book. It's a mystery novel I've had my eye on for a while. When I brought it to the cash register, the clerk looked at me and gave me a puzzled look. I said, "Excuse me, sir. Are you buying the same one?" At first I didn't understand what she meant. I asked her what she meant. He said, "Well, you came in earlier in the morning and bought the same novel, didn't you?" I tried to deny it, but then I remembered the doppelganger. I didn't think. I asked what he looked like. I asked him what he looked like, and he said he was dressed exactly like me now, and that he had bought the book without looking particularly strange. I looked him in the face and he said it was definitely me. I don't understand. I don't think the clerk would lie. There's no reason for him to do that. He knew it was me. It's a real close resemblance. And what's most disturbing is that he's acting just like me. No, it's more accurate to say that you're anticipating me, because you're acting before I am. This is no longer a coincidence. I've been caught up in something very strange. What do? Do I go to the police? No, they'll think I'm crazy, that someone who looks just like me is copying my behavior. So what should I do? I thought about it a lot and came up with a solution. If someone who looks just like me imitates my thinking, if I strongly believe that I want to do something, that one will do the same. For example, if I strongly want to eat a certain restaurant's menu, my lookalike will do the same. But I've got a job, too. I can't be there all the time. I can't squeeze in some time. After much thought, I decided that I wanted to try the morning special at a cafe near my office. The menu is only available on weekday mornings. That means I can narrow down the time of day. My company starts late, so if I go in right when the cafe opens, I can stick around for the whole time I can order a morning meal. I decided to do it the day after I got the idea. I would walk in just as the store opened, take a seat overlooking the entire store, and wait for my exact duplicate to show up. All the while wishing I had a morning set. The first few days were completely fruitless. But on the 5th day, the time limit for the morning set was almost up. Just when I thought I had struck out again, a customer came in. I looked at him and said, "Oh." He was dressed exactly like me. He was wearing the same light blue plaid outfit and black pants that I've seen everywhere. And he was carrying a brown bag. I couldn't see his face from the back, but he looked the same height and hairstyle. That's him. He really showed up. I could feel my heart beating faster. He moves to the back of the store and takes a seat. You can't see him from here. So, what do we do now? Oh, shit. I've been thinking so much about whether or not he's gonna show up, I haven't thought about what I'm gonna do if he does. No, wait. We still don't know if he's my lookalike. I haven't seen his face yet. I can't start anything until I see it. I have a doppelganger anecdote in my head. If you make eye contact with a doppelganger, you die. If that's a doppelganger, it's not safe to be careless with my face. But if I don't check anything out, this problem will never be solved. I'm torn, but I decide to check his face. Fortunately, there's a restroom right beyond the seat he's sitting in. I'll glance at his face when I pass by it on my way there. Then we won't have to make eye contact. I got up and headed for the bathroom. He sits down and eats his morning set. I've always wanted to try one of these. He was eating in silence and didn't seem to get up. I walked next to him as naturally as possible and checked his face. And there was a face that looked nothing like mine at all. What the? I thought there was a face that looked exactly like mine. I thought there was a face that looked like me, but not exactly like me. But the man sitting there looked completely different. His eyes were drooping, his nose was bulbous. His cheeks were full and puffy, and his lips were much thicker. He looked nothing like me. That's what I call a letdown. Can I help you? The man recognized me. His voice was low and different from mine. He seemed confused when I suddenly stopped and stared at him. Oh, nothing. No, it's nothing. I'm sorry. I walked quickly into the bathroom. What the hell? I must have imagined it. I felt like an idiot. There was no one who looked like me. There was just a guy nearby with the same taste and the same back profile as me. The last book is a very popular book. There's bound to be some overlap. It's a little disturbing that the clerk made a mistake after seeing my face, but, hey, clerks deal with a lot of customers every day. He must have vaguely remembered my face. Even my current outfit is from a well-known fast fashion store that all Japanese know. It's only natural that I would wear the same clothes. This cafe is all over Japan, and the morning set is a popular item. It's not uncommon for this to happen. I don't know what I was worried about. I walked out of the bathroom and the guy was gone. Well, it doesn't matter now. I walked past where he was sitting. Thanks for your help. I heard a voice in my ear. I looked around, startled, but there was no one there. It sounded like the guy from earlier, but no, I must have imagined it. I've been thinking about too many things and my brain is just tired. I went back to my normal routine. I felt like I was free of all the weirdness I'd been feeling. One day on my day off, I got a call from a colleague at work. He said, "Oh, You were in front of the station today, weren't you? I saw you walking around, so I called out to you. I didn't know what he was talking about, so I asked him for details. He said he saw me walking alone in front of the station on my way home from a drink, so he called out to me, but I was going so fast that he lost me on the way. You lost him, too? No, no, no. That's not me. You may look just like me from behind, but your face is totally different. I explained so, but the friend said, no, it was you in the face, too. I could see you in profile. The same face? What does that mean? I asked him again. What did he look like? Then my colleague began to describe the man in the cafe. He had drooping eyes and a bulbous nose. His cheeks are full and puffy, his lips much thicker. That's not even close to my face. No, that's not my face. It's not my face at all. No, 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 it's your face. I don't know why we're having this conversation. I got kind of scared, so I hung up the phone. What's going on? Something's wrong. It's like he's saying I'm the guy from the cafe. No, that's not true. My face doesn't look like that. I went to the bathroom and looked in the mirror. What I saw in the mirror was not the face I knew. It was the face of the man in the cafe. I had become that man. I screamed. I screamed and screamed, and the next thing I knew, the mirror was broken. I looked at my hand and saw that it was bleeding from a shard of the mirror. Apparently, I hit the mirror and broke it. What the hell is going on? My face is a stranger? That's not right, that's not right, that's not right, that's not right. I don't look like this. I fearfully looked at my reflection in the broken mirror. I knew it was the face of the man in the cafe. I threw the pieces away. No, no, no. My face is. That's where my thoughts stopped. I was. What did I look like? I can't remember. What did my eyes look like? Was I single? Was I double? What about my nose? Was it big or small? What about my mouth? Cheeks? Eyebrows? I can't remember. I picked up my phone. I'm not much of a selfie taker, but I'm sure I could find some if I looked. I went back a few dozen days and found a picture of me with a friend. And there I was, with that guy's face. We're smiling and looking good together, side by side. That's ridiculous. No, 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 no. I turned the bookshelf upside down and pulled out my high school graduation book. There should be a picture of me in there. But there it is. A picture of a slightly younger man. I'm gone. Nowhere. It's all him. I don't remember much after that. I feel like I messed up a lot of things. Next thing I know, I'm in the hospital. My mother and father were there. They said I went crazy in my room, smashing things around me and screaming the whole time. A neighbor called the police and I was sent to the hospital. I had bandages on both arms and legs. I had broken my bones from hitting the walls and floor. I told them that my face had changed, but no one believed me. My mother and father both insisted I'd always had this look. So did my friends who came to visit me. The doctor said I must have some kind of mental illness. I denied it over and over, but it wouldn't budge. I don't know what's going on, but perhaps it was that man. He's the one who took my face. I need to find him as soon as possible. But I'm not leaving here with broken bones all over my body. I don't know if I'll ever get out of this hospital when I'm healed, because they've ruled me mentally ill. So, I decided to let him come to me. He thinks like me. If he wants to buy a book, he goes to a bookstore. If I want a morning set, I go to a cafe. Then I want to go to the hospital. I want to go to the hospital. I want to go to the hospital. I want to go to the hospital room where I'm at. Now he's gonna come here. Maybe I'm just really crazy. It's so unreal to be the one to take someone's face away. It's more believable that I'm the only one who's gone crazy. What makes you think I'm sane and the world is insane? Still, As long as I think this face isn't mine, all I can do is keep chanting. I wanna go to the hospital, I wanna go to the hospital. This concludes this story. Thank you for listening to the end.